the outline of my talk, so I will try to follow a timeline that could give you the idea how paper is really pushed for the front line of our development. First of all, everyone knows that today we are pushed, as far as science and technology is concerned, for the Internet of Things demands that aims to give welfare and comfort to our lives. And this means that since this concept has been installed, and since the driving force for our development is the comfort of citizens, it means that more and more we need to promote the interfaces that make this type of connection. So we need devices, we need electronics, and this has been pushed and tremendous, and we see that there are a huge raise of the needs of devices for our today's technologies. And this means that we have to multiply by more than 1 order of magnitude today's needs, and this means the big exploitation of the citizens worldwide. We have the example in China, for instance, where people want comfort, and so we need to give them. And this means that as we are growing, we see that we need to make things comfortable. We have to look for the low costs, and all this type of commodities that we want to develop, they must be powered. They must be self-powered. They must be sustainable alone. And of course, as our focus is on the Green Deal, means that, of course, recyclability of the things is something that matters on the concept that we want to develop for the future. Now, let's see what is the challenges for a better life. Is what gives us commodity. You know that since the beginning of this century, we start seeing a shift from where we could see the news, which was in the newspapers on paper, to what we see the e-paper. And the e-paper is no more than a display. It's electronics, where I can store the information, and so things makes more easier to communicate and to, of course, to translate the information that we want to. And what we assist today? We assist today a completely different transformations of our lives. This is what we could assist is at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end of the 20th century. People that goes to the work, and this is a picture taken on the train that makes the connections between King's Cross Road in London to Cambridge, and you see people, English guys, most of them you can recognize they are English, reading the newspaper. And today, what we saw that, of course, there are transformations on the trains. We don't see just one type of people traveling. We see that we are living in globalization, and they are no more looking for a newspaper, because all the information that they require is on the mobile phone. This is really a big revolution. And this is what happens when you go to the cantina. This is a typical cantina, mensa place, where people, before launching, they are reading the newspapers, because this is the way how I can communicate with the world. And today, you see the people, the guys, they are on the cantina, they are also looking what is going on around us, and they are now looking for a mobile phone. And even more, you see that we have a massification of the electronics. And this is translated by the iPhones. This is 2 images taken on Vatican in 2005, when the Pope Benedict took over. And you saw that a few guys with mobile phones, with iPhones, and very few. And less than 8 years later, when Pope Francisco took over, you look and you see thousands and thousands of people not with candles, but with iPhone. So this means massification is that people want comfort. So the driving force of our life is what gives us comfort is no more, as it has been so far, the cost of the things. And this means that the strategy that we have to follow is, and also as we want to impact everything that we produce positively in our lives, we have to look for two great categories of things when we try to develop a product. We have to look for green materials. What means green materials is abundant, non-toxic materials, and green technologies, which means simple and low energy processes, because this is what gives us, by joining these two, so we have what in Europe we call the Green Deal or the symbiotic concept, whatever you want to call. And, and this means that if you want to live, and we have to produce, we have to produce alternative materials, because, as we are generating electronics, means that we are generating more high-tech trash, and we have to recycle this trash, and we cannot just export this trash. An alternative material that people has been looking for, is the plastics for the conformables and flexible electronics. And you see that you have a problems with plastics, and we are we are not able to recycle the plastic as we would like. And when we throw away, we create a sea of plastics that are killing our oceans because fish are not able to breathe. And this means that this is not a good solution. So we have to go for an alternative material. And this alternative material, and sorry, because it's passing too fast, I cannot. Sorry, I don't know what happens with my computer. One alternative material that we are looking is paper. Why paper? Because it's a natural material, is a bioeconomy and circular economy very well fitted, is a renewable material, and so it means that we can recycle. It's cheap. It's a very well and stable established technology. I don't know why. I cannot. I don't know what is going on. So cellulose is the most abundant biopolymer, is environmentally friendly, is flexible and unbreakable, a low cost, a well-established production technology, is a good dielectric properties, and paper is ubiquitous. So it means that as everything that we need for targeting what we call green technologies or green products. If I could try. So it's getting too fast. I don't know why. So the point that I would like to share with you is that we can, of course, use paper as electronics. And the idea is this concept something that is new, something that is just starting a few years ago? No. If I can try. Let me see if. So let me try to share with you one of the first concepts made on paper electronics. This was in Westinghouse, where we have had two colleagues that did the first transistor on paper. And when they start making and printing these transistors, they say that someday soon you may be able to buy a pad of operating electronic circuits just the way you now buy a pad of paper. So the idea is that they knew at that time that we need something that could be sustainable and could impact in our lives for the future. Of course, the performances of the devices, and they use just the paper as a substrate, but the performance is by far worse than the ones that you could get with silicon, and we have had a problem with silicon that just exploiting paper as a substrate is the heating consumption, because we have not been able to process low power consuming electronics. And this means that, of course, this idea was launched and never was raised again. And in 2005, Fortunato and Martins, which is myself, we try, of course, to exploit the paper not only as a substrate, but a component for the devices. This was something that was, and we patent, this was an idea that came up, and the idea was not only to use the paper as a substrate, but also paper as a component to make circuits. And we did the first paper transistor, which is the core of our electronics. We need to have a transistor and active devices that could, of course, try to impact in our lives. And we did it. We could make the first paper transistor, and this was recognized in 2015 by Nature Electronics, that published a lesson on paper. So where we can make the paper and we can really make everything sustainable. And moreover, also the academy accepted this. This was a concept that we could try to implement for the future. And during the International Physical contest 2018, sorry, that was held in Lisbon in July. You can see the data. The contest was based on trying to evaluate the performances of a paper transistor and to compare the paper transistor with the performances of a silicon transistor. So the idea is, and we have to do this for more than 1,200 people. And it was fantastic. It runs perfectly well. And of course, we could to make the things reliable. And this was a proof of acceptance by the academy that the paper could be for disposable, not for a nice commodity for the future. And meanwhile, of course, we tried also to exploit, and you can see on the left of your screen, what we can do. For instance, we can make dual gate transistors exploiting the performances of the paper, where we have cations and anions inside the paper that could be biased, and we could control using an applied voltage the charge distributions and where we want the channel, so where the electrons will try to move away. And this means that this is two main advantages. One is that we can control the on voltage, as you can see on the figures below, which means that I can have the on voltage very, very close to 0 volts, which means that the power consumptions of the devices that I that I'm trying to use is very, 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 very low. So it's the ultra low power concept that we have been looking for, and this is very, very demanding when we are trying to use substrates like paper that are not able to support temperatures above 150 degrees or starting destroying the structure of the material. So based on this, we can of course try to evolve for building other things, and this is what we did. And the idea is to exploit the paper not only as the interface for which we can communicate, and so we can make everything alive, where we can print an antenna, I can print RF logic circuits, analog circuits, I can print the electronics that are required to transmit and to receive information. So paper could be an interface, and this is very important when you are looking, for instance, for packaging applications, or even for diagnostics, where you can see on the image that I'm presenting the central part, where what we try to do is we try to functionalize the paper. In one side, we exploit the porosity of the paper, where we can promote and develop microfluidics, so I can make tests. So, and this is very important because the amount of material that I need for evaluating is by far much less than the ELISA tests that we know together. And on the other face, I can use biopolymer, where I have very nice and smooth surfaces with the electronics to transmit this information. So in fact, I can make all the platform fully autonomous, and moreover, by being able to adapt and to dimension the antenna with a supercapacitor, of course, I can also capture the energy that the system requires to transmit the data by using a near field communication or a RFID communication. This means that these paper platforms are completely autonomous. And for instance, they will have very nice application, as you can see on the right side of the image, where you can go for smart packaging or for diagnostic applications. Here, what I try to give you is what is the state of the art. This is a review paper that we published called Multifunctional Cellulose Paper for Light Harvesting and Smart Sensing Applications, where it was considered top 10 paper on the journal. Other things that we are exploiting today is try to reuse the paper and try to see how I can make the same transistors with very nice characteristics, as you can see on the right side of the image. And this means that I can reutilize the paper, process again transistors, and with outstanding performances. Also, I can print it, so this is something that I can use nanoparticles, and I can print the same as I want. I can communicate the information. This is for security applications, as you can see. And we have other things. For instance, now we can use multifunctional digital platforms where I can write the paper, I can carbonize the paper, and so I can exploit the surfaces, and so transform and make, for instance, graphene out of paper, and make very nice conductors inside the paper. Also, I can patterning, and this is a nanocellulose where I can, as I told you, by graphitizing the paper, I can make an array, and I can communicate information as I want. This is an example of a matrix running with this. Also, just try to show, out of all these developments, we create the first European paper electronics initiative that brings together RTOs, industries coming from the health as Clara Saúde, or from security, or from paper producer, or from technology demanding. And this is, in fact, and also we brought the regions inside. And the idea is, of course, to promote the quality of what we are doing, and to make everything that we want special for the biodiagnostics paper-based. finally, I would like just to use you. So just, I have to say there is nothing like a dream to create the future. And this is what we expect to be done. This is my team.